If you've been gardening for at least a year, you have probably heard of several different ways to start your seeds. The most popular and the most common way is using a traditional seed tray or seed cell that you fill with soil and then pop the seeds right in. However, there is a relatively new way that's been coming on the market where you create a soil block out of soil, and then that is the actual vessel for the seeds. The reason for the popularity is that apparently you get stronger, healthier seedlings, and you can really minimize plastic use almost to nothing using this method. One of the draws is for larger scale farms or anything bigger than a home garden. It can be quite labor intensive to create all the soil blocks before you can actually plant them, and often it requires transplanting, which means creating another batch of soil blocks. I decided to take these two pretty common methods and put them side by side to see which one does better and which one we recommend according to which garden. To start this experiment, we are using the exact same packet of seeds, this freckled lettuce. We're starting the seeds on the same day and under the exact same conditions. We're trying to make the comparison as straight as possible. They get the same light, they get the same water, and we're using the same lettuce variety. We have a huge benefit here of having a heated greenhouse, which we can keep our seedlings in, as well as a dedicated farm team who will pamper and take care of these seedlings throughout this whole journey. So let's get right into it. We're going to start by making up some of the soil block mixture, which is 3 parts peat, 1 part coarse sand, 1 part garden soil, and then 3 parts compost. Then you water down until it's wet enough to hold its own in a little clump like this. Next, using a hand soil blocker, I'm going to make the soil blocks by filling each little square with dirt here, before gently pressing down to create perfect little blocks. This is why moisture in the mixture matters so much, because if the soil is too dry, it won't hold its own. For the traditional seed starting method, I'm just filling each tray with a pretty basic seed starting mix. I've pre-moistened the mix, and then you can see that I'm tamping it down to the cells to make sure there's no air bubbles. And now I'm putting 2 seeds in each tray and 2 seeds in each soil block. Then I left them in our heated greenhouse for the farm team to take over, and waited about a week. Starting with week 1, we are comparing the soil blocks and our seed starting trays. Looks like almost everything has sprouted up around the same time. If we're looking at the two differences, I'm not seeing a huge difference in like higher germination rates between the two. We're about the same. It is important to note that I started 2 extra soil blocks than I did seed trays. When we're looking at the comparisons, there is a little bit of an advantage to the soil blocks. I'm noticing a little bit of water retention in both varieties, but nothing too extreme. We unfortunately weren't able to catch which method sprouted first, but either way, it looks like they both are running about the same pace here. All right, so we are a couple weeks into our little experiment here. Almost everything has sprouted, and I'm definitely noticing some differences between our soil blocks and our seed trays. Taking a look at our seed trays here, we definitely have a lot of little lettuce sprouts here. However, a lot of them are still pretty little. Not a lot of them have big leaves yet. And we did have one dampen off. I don't know if you can see. In this cell here, we did have one seedling that just got 2 wet feet and it just rotted right off, which is a pretty common problem in all seed starting, not even just with this method, just pretty much ever. But yeah, overall, like average, typical average results. Now, with our soil blocks, these guys are a little bit trickier to carry around, but I have noticed that there are a significant higher quantity of bigger blooms. So I planted 12 seedlings in our traditional seed starting method, and I planted, I think, 14 in the soil block method. So there are a few more blooms just because there's 2 more blocks. However, taking those 2 blocks out, the obvious visual difference between the amount of healthy big seedlings in this tray versus the amount of healthy seedlings in this one, the ratio you can tell is pretty different. So if I can carefully pick one up here. So you notice in the tray, I did have all the blocks somewhat close together, and that really helped with the moisture retention. However, you can see that the block is wet all the way through. You can see that our soil block does have moisture all the way through. There aren't any dry patches. I'm not noticing any mold growth. We do have a bit of green forming on the top. That's happening in the other trays as well. Yeah, these are pretty delicate. They definitely are much more wet than the other ones because they have to keep that moisture in. But you can see some of the air pruning that's happening already, where the roots naturally stop when the air hits them because they can't grow into the air, obviously. We're about 3 weeks into our little experiment here, so I'm just gonna keep these in the greenhouse while our farm team continues to keep them watered and healthy, and we'll check back later. All right, we are officially a month and 5 days into this experiment, and the results are honestly pretty stark. I'm gonna be honest, when we first started talking about wanting to do a video on soil blocks versus traditional seed starting, we really thought that the results were gonna be pretty much the same and that we would be talking more about the plastic use angle. However, the results are actually pretty stark, and when we're comparing our soil block seedlings to the seed trays, there's almost no comparison. The soil blocks win every time. The soil block seedlings are bigger, they're stronger, and they're more ready for transplanting, whereas the seedlings in the trays clearly still need to be potted up, and even then they are smaller, weaker seedlings. We've even had some loss in the seedling trays where we didn't have in the soil blocks. Some things to note here that might make our results different from yours. We are growing in a heated and insulated greenhouse, which gives us a pretty big advantage that not a lot of people have access to. We also have a dedicated farm team who's been in charge of making sure that our seedlings remain watered and healthy as the progress goes on. So not being left abandoned on a shelf for a few days, they've been pampered and cared for this entire time. Another huge reason why soil blocks often don't win in the competition between traditional seed starting is because of the work that it takes. Even here at West Coast Seeds, our farm team has a pretty large operation. Starting everything by soil blocks adds an extra step of not only making the mixture, but then having to actually make the blocks as well before you can start planting. Whereas with traditional seed trays, you can just pop the seeds right into the trays and you're good to go. However, for the home gardener, I would say that soil blocks are definitely the way to go. It takes a little bit more effort to get the actual mixture ready, and it does take a few extra steps in order to get the blocks ready for planting, but there really is no comparison when it comes to the quality of these seedlings compared to these ones. That's not to say that if you already have plastic trays lying around, that this traditional method is completely useless. However, it is clear that there is a new way to start seeds, and it looks pretty promising. There is a sustainability factor that you have to consider when you're talking about seed starting, because there is a lot of plastic involved in this method, but this method still works. Because while yes, there is still a lot of plastic involved in seed starting, sometimes, especially for larger operations, there's just no way around it. And so long as you can try and reduce plastic in other areas or reuse plastic year after year, you're doing the best that you can. For the home gardeners, however, we would encourage you to consider soil blocking, if not for reducing plastic use in the garden, but for the stronger seedlings that seem to come out of it. Do you have a preferred way that you start your seeds, or do you think you'll try soil blocking? Let us know in the comments.